Eddie Olczyk. Eddie, it's Michael, Don, and Peter. How you doing?
Hi guys, all right. I guess when you're watching the Blue Shirts tonight, you can check out how big your 401ks have gotten here the last couple of days. Wow,
it's true.
Wow,
a CNBC show.
Not bad.
Oh, a CNBC vehicle. Yes,
Michael, that's pretty good, huh?
Although of the four of us on the air right now, I think yours are probably the best 401ks.
Good point.
I can't hear you. You're breaking up a little bit there.
Yeah. And breaking up is hard to do. All right, let's talk about Rangers and the Senators. How do you prognosticate this series? What do you think the keys are, Eddie?
Well, I think when I look at the Ottawa Senators, first off, Michael, I look at a team that has the mindset of living to fight another day from shift to shift. So meaning, and maybe the comparable would be in football where a coach is okay to go, run, punt for field position, right? Like that's the Ottawa Senators. Like they're not going to get in the track meet unless they get down. I mean, that's pretty much their MO. They're going to like it when it's 0-0. They're going to love it when it's 1-0 in favor of the Senators. They're going to clog up the middle of the ice, and they really force teams to become a dump and chase, chip and retrieve type of team through the middle of the ice. There's not going to be a lot of room through the middle. But the one thing they are, though, Michael, is they're very sneaky as far as their quickness up front. Like, they got some guys that can really go when the opportunity presents itself. So I'm not sitting here saying that they're just going to dump the puck in and let the Rangers come out and force the Rangers to dump and chase and become like a tennis match where it's volley, from line to line. They do have some guys that can get up and go, and when they have a chance, they really come at you. But to me, it's how the Rangers manage the middle of the ice when they have the puck. And if they can manage it the way that I think that they can, they should find themselves on the winning end of this series.
Eddie, who are the logical guys to go out there and break the trap for the Rangers?
Well, it starts with Chris Kreider for me, Donnie. It really does, because there are not many players as effective straight ahead. And I've said this over the years because I saw Chris Kreider play his college days against my son that he played against. And at the college level, I think that he had the ability because he was just, better than everybody else in the athletic ability and the skating ability, that he can go north and then he can cut back, east or west, and then go ahead and continue. And then he would have that separation speed, which is pretty incredible for Chris Kreider. But I think at the NHL level, and I think he's still learning this, is that when he is most effective is that when he's going straight ahead, a straight line hockey player, north and south. And when he does that, he is a real effective player. And I would expect him to have a big series, because I think this is the type of series where you're going to need Chris Kreider. You're going to need JT Miller. I really like the way that Rick Nash played in round one. You're going to need your bigger guys, your guys that have some jam, to go straight ahead, Donnie, and really force the defenseman for the Ottawa Senators to turn and go back for pucks. And it's not hard to go back for pucks when you got guys just kind of lumbering in on you. But when you got guys that have speed and have hockey sense to be able to get in on you and put their face in the glass every once in a while, it takes its toll. It might not take its toll in Game 1 or in Period 3 of Game 3, but it will take its toll if the series gets to 6 and 7 games. But I think those are the key guys for me to get in on the forecheck, because they have that ability.
Would you use this Senator team and use the old Jersey Devils as a comparable for the way they play?
Pretty close, Donnie. Now, the one thing that they don't have, Craig Anderson's a terrific goaltender, but he's not Marty Brodeur. Up front, they do have some guys that can score and do have the ability, like I said, to go ahead and play a little bit looser offensively and maybe, take a chance here or there. But I think that's a fair comparable. Guy Boucher is a guy that has been known in the National Hockey League to, like I said earlier, I think it's a perfect way to describe it is, look, just to live to fight another day in a hockey game. And, if we don't have what we want, we'll be okay to just play 0-0. And, we're not going to put on a show. And regardless if it's at home or at the Garden, they're just going to sit back and wait. But, that I would say that's very fair to look at the old Devils and say that that the Senators play a lot like that and have the same mindset.
Now, AV kind of alluded to this, Eddie, earlier in the week. that if Anderson had played a full complement of a season, of course his wife is struggling with cancer, so he only played 40 games. Bobby Ryan only played 62. If this team was healthier, could Ottawa have maybe been among the elite teams in the Eastern Conference?
I mean, I don't know about, being up where, the top 4 teams in the Metro were, Donnie, but I mean, I guess it's hard. Looking at the numbers and mentioning the players that you did, it'd be hard to say that they wouldn't be up near that, 103, 104 point threshold. I don't know, because of their style, that would allow them to be able to, gather that many points and play with the puck a little bit more. I mean, they don't play with the puck a lot, so to speak. But I think it's fair. I mean, they play their system to a T. They're very confident in it. Playing on a couple of teams over my 16 years in the National Hockey League, I mean, there were some times where you sit there as a player and you go like, well, how much fun is this, right? I mean, who wants to just kind of dump it in and then sit back and wait for a team to make a mistake? But they've had success with it. I mean, they took out a Bruins team that scored some more goals when they made their coaching change, but they were banged up, and the Senators just played a little bit better than Bruins. And for me, this is one of those series. Again, it comes down to patience. It comes down to puck management and whether or not the Rangers can win that battle in the middle of the ice there in between the two blue lines.